Hi everyone, Bart Erickson, University of Minnesota Master Naturalist Volunteer. Welcome to Trail Tuesday. I'm in one of my favorite spots in Minnesota, which is a prairie pothole. I love all parts of Minnesota, but there's something deep in my heart. I've spent many hours in little boats in these kind of cattail sloughs, marshes, prairie potholes. There's a variety of different names that you might hear them called, and oftentimes they also don't come with names, so you're not like going, it's kind of sometimes hard to identify where they are. We drive by them a lot in our cars when we're on the highway. We see this kind of cattail encircled piece of body of water, or we might actually see just a set of cattails that's kind of growing in dry areas, and it's kind of seems like it's gone away. And those are very important as well. Those are seasonal prairie potholes, and when the spring runoff comes, the seeds are all there and ready to go, and they kind of explode in the spring as that spring runoff comes, supporting the wildlife and plant life. And then as the summer goes on, a lot of those seasonal sloughs will kind of dry out, and in fall they'll drop their seeds again and wait for that runoff to occur. This is not one of those. This is going to be one of those more permanent wetlands or marshes that you're going to see in the prairie pothole region. They're very shallow. It's different than other parts of the state where you might have deep depressions like Lake Superior, the Boundary Waters area, and you don't see a lot of vegetation around those lakes, at least on the edges, in the same way that you do out here, and also in the same way in the kind of the mid part of the state, kind of the Mille Lacs, Brainerd Lakes area up towards Leech. You're going to have areas where you see like vegetation maybe out to like 10 or 15 feet of water, but as the lake kind of continues to drop in depth, those weeds kind of stop. These are very different. These only go maybe 5 to 10 feet deep, and that means that vegetation is going to grow all the way across. And some of it's going to be emergent vegetation like cattails that we see. Some of it's going to be submergent vegetation, and it all supports a variety of different wildlife and plant life. So whether it be kind of freshwater shrimp and other invertebrates that we might see in here, little minnows, turtles, all sorts of great wildlife there. Inside these cattails, you're going to see pheasants, you're going to see muskrats, and all sorts of other, like dragonflies are everywhere sometimes during certain times that I've been out here in the year, just inundated, and also red-winged blackbirds. So a great variety of wildlife that these bring to us here as residents of Minnesota. You can find them in public land, which is really nice as well. You might want to look on a map and see kind of like a kind of a postage stamp of like a wildlife management area or waterfowl production area, and those are ways to identify them because these are so shallow and so small. Oftentimes they don't actually have names, and so I really encourage you to get the maps out that you use, whether it be your phone or a hard copy map. Explore these prairie pothole regions, especially during this time of fall. It's a fall migration. These things can get teeming with wildlife and waterfowl and other birds as they make their way south during this time of year, and a lot of birds that we don't get to see other times of the year as they make their way through the state. So prairie potholes, a wonderful place to see in this prairie pothole region of Minnesota. Take care, everybody. Bart Erickson, Trail Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.